What's going on, everybody? I'm about to wing it in this video, but I want to tell y'all the story of how I got started with Forex. Um, it's not a lavish or crazy story, but it is what it is. A few years ago, I want to say like 2017, my cousin Monte died. And I always looked at my cousin Monte as well off. Just he seemed like he was wealthy, and I know that if he would have just handed out wealth. He was that type of person. He had a great spirit. He loved to sing. Um, he passed away, and when he passed away, my family got together again, and I went to see all my cousins and uncles and aunties. And when I got there was one of my cousins who explained to me that he put $1,000 in the stock and that he was investing. And I had heard about the stock market, you feel me, like just through grapevines, but never thought it was anything that somebody with my skin color could get a part of. So he told me what he told me. He didn't teach me much. He just told me I put $1,000 in. I'm just in Tesla. I'm trying to see what happened. That was enough for me, like, hey, you know what? This cousin is also wealthy and he was connected to that cousin. Instead of me asking them for money or anything like that, I just want to be on the same wavelength. So when I got back, I started to do my own research on the stock market. And that's when I ran into Wall Street Trapper. Shout out Wall Street Trapper. I'm watching all of his content, man. I'm watching all of his content. I'm learning, I'm writing things down. I'm learning about the market. I don't learn how candlesticks work, or just all type of just information that ain't useful to me for the most part, but I'm learning it. I'm learning that from Rainer Teo on YouTube. Then I want to say the next year come and COVID hit. When COVID hit, we got stimulus checks. And when we got stimulus checks, the first one was for $600, I believe. And I was ready to invest it immediately. I'm like, hey, we getting some stimulus checks. I don't want to just spend this on nothing, because I can't buy a house, I can't buy a car, I can't do too much of nothing. But what I can do is some stimulus checks and invest. So I reached out to somebody who had hit me up a few years before, when I guess I started talking about the stock market, and I was doing my research on it, and they had asked me to join a group, and I was like, nah, because scams, and I don't trust groups or whatever. So I'm doing my own research, but after COVID hit and we got these stimulus checks, I actually doubled back and reached out to that person. The person's name was Taylor. Now Taylor was in a group of Forex traders called I Am Academy. And I Am Academy was basically teaching me about Forex, but they wasn't teaching me about Forex. So when I joined I Am Academy, it was $200 a month, and that left the rest for me to invest. So I invested like almost $300. I think I spent 100 or the fees or whatever, but it was $200 a month, and then I invested 300, and so I started with 300, and I remember winning some, I remember losing some, but I didn't have a job, so I'm trading thinking this is gonna make me money. They even talking about money in minutes, and then I got on the phone with somebody, a call, and they was like, "Well, this ain't that. You're not just gonna be able to pay your bills like that off of this." And I'm like, "What do I do?" They like, first get you a job, nigga. Get you a job. And then secondly, you trade this on the side. And so whatever the case may be, in the time that I was in IM Academy, I took that account from 297 to like 430, like $430. But it was the end of the time, and they was calling signals. I was making a little money, but it was the end of the time, and I couldn't pay for my month. So with that being said, I just withdrew my money, and my portion of the rent was $400. So I paid my portion of the rent, and I couldn't pay for IM Academy, and it was fun while it lasted, and I knew, and I saw the potential inside of it, and I'm like, man, I gotta get back in that. So some time had passed, but we had got another stimulus check, and with that other stimulus check, I'm like, shit, it's time to get back in. So when I reached out to the same people, they had started their own trading company, so I joined their company. And their company is a little more shadier, because I get in their company, and this time I'm like, I'm trying to learn trading for real. So I'm asking questions and doing stuff, and I get like banned from the chat because the questions I'm asking is helpful questions. That's when I knew that I was doing something right there. But I didn't believe in myself all the way just yet. It wasn't until I met my wife. Yeah, the black woman. Shout out to the black woman. I met my wife, and I'm paying this monthly thing. I tell her about it. She's like, okay, so you paying for this, and it's what it is. I told her the whole situation. I'm paying this monthly fee. I'm in this Forex gang. This is what we do. She hears me complaining one day, or I'm on my laptop and my tablet. I'm looking at the charts, and they calling signals, and I'm like, that don't look right. And sure enough, it was a loser. And this happened so many times to where my wife said to me, why you keep trading with them? You see that they losing and they don't know what you're doing. You done said a few times that this is going to go in the opposite direction, and you put it, and you made it go in the other direction, or you didn't make nothing happen, but you predicted that it was going in the right direction, and they predicted it was going in the wrong direction. So what do you do? So after hearing this insight from my wife, this outside looker in, because I'm so enveloped in the charts, I don't know what the fuck going on. But my wife, who's outside looking in, is hearing me complain like, you should stop paying them and you should do this yourself. And that was the first time where somebody believed in me and made me want to learn myself. So it took me a while, but I eventually finished the Candlestick Bible, and I eventually finished trading in the zone. I finished trading in the zone around my birthday. I think I had a job, and I was cleaning. And if I can this time, I'm going to do it at this job too. I have my headphones on. I'm listening to podcasts while I mop floors for hours at a day, hours at a time. Don't nobody got to talk to me. Leave me alone. Let me do my job. I'm in the bathroom scrubbing. I'm dubbing. I'm changing everything. But before I knew it, it was over. And I'll still want the time to be here to listen to this book. Like, but I couldn't. So, whatever the case is, that's me finishing. When I finish those books, I'm like, it's time. Like, I don't want to play with it another second. So I started my paper trading account, and that's not the account that y'all see now. I done blew a few paper trading accounts, because I'm like, I treat it so real. I love trading. Like, I'm obsessed with trading. Like, I tried to tell my homies about this, but they just wasn't hearing me. And this is why I feel like, at the end of the day, this is Monte's gift to me. This ain't something that I can just share with the homies, because all the homies ain't picking up books nowadays. And it sucks because that's one of the things that I have a friend that I do talk to, and we evaluate who we trying to tell and who we trying to really sit down and give our energy to when we talk about Forex and our passion for having financial freedom. And one thing we realize is some of our homies is not going to pick up books. It sucks. It sucks so bad, but it is what it is. And when I looked back on it, I always called my cousin Monte rich ass Monte and rich ass Monte. But you know, I'm rich ass Rome. You feel me? Like, that's me. You feel me? Like, and I gotta figure out how to pull myself into that reality. And I'm going to quantum jump into the reality of success, and I'm just gonna be doing all successful things. The cars I drive is gonna be successful. The house I live in, I'm gonna build it myself. I'm not gonna, obviously, I might put the first hammer in. I might be there when they lay in the foundation, but I'm not gonna build it myself. But yeah, I plan to have my own land. I plan on doing all of this off of Forex. So while somebody think that this ain't possible, I know that this is possible. The same way people feel like it ain't no cap in sales, it's definitely not no cap in Forex. Like, so all of these people that I met along the way is who molded me. One of the last people that I seen is these YouTubers, these black YouTubers. Shout out to Calvin the New Trader and Jay Cash. Shout out to Doyle Exchange and Joe FDL. These are people, and like I said, Rainer Teo, but the people that I was shouting out specifically was black people because those people look like me, and it's easy to relate to them and it's easy to understand them because they look like me. So they are higher on my list of people who are easier to go watch because I can relate, especially Joe Phibbs Don't Lie. That dude's story, man, bro, you gonna see this one day because I'm gonna talk to you one day. I'm in Texas. We gonna link. Calvin, we gonna link. J Cash, we gonna link. Doyle, we gonna link. I'm coming with all love, all positivity. I ain't coming with my hand out. If anything, if my hand, always used to say this growing up. If my hand out, there's something in it. I'm trying to put it and pour into somebody else. So I just do me. I'm chilling here, but yeah, all the people I named along the way are the reason I am where I am today. And I try not to miss anybody in the storyline. I have a few haters that kept me motivated as well. People whose names are not going to be mentioned, people who said that you can't do it, people who it's crazy how you could tell somebody exactly why you failing and they still don't understand. I told this person that I'm failing because I was too greedy in the markets. I know what I'm doing. I just have to do better myself. And they like, but you failed. No, I hit a roadblock. And maybe you call it, maybe it is failure to you. But this failure is what's going to keep me going. This failure is not an L as in a loss. It's an L as in a lesson. But we don't take losses. We take lessons and wins. So let's learn our lesson and continue on this journey. But the only way you'll take a loss is if you get up. I was watching somebody's story. Shout out to Day Trading Addict. I was watching somebody's story on here, and they was just saying how trading just basically ruined their life. And to that, I say, you gave up too early. And if you think that your emotions are the reason, then that means that you're risking too much. I heard that off of another video. And I know this to be true, and I felt it to be true. I've risked pennies and didn't feel it. But you don't feel like those pennies are enough, so you risk more. You risk bigger. And when you risk bigger, you start to feel the adrenaline moving. I remember seeing my account move at 50 cents and $1 at a time. That don't do nothing. Watch that mug move 30, 40, $50 at a time because you done risked too much. That's scary. So with that being said, that's the end of my story. Shout out to everybody that I met along the way. My friends, my family, my haters. That's Monte's gift to me, is learning the skill of Forex and becoming financially free. and being able to take care of my family. This is what he will want. I already know. So can't nobody tell me to stop. Can't nobody make me give up. I'm going to succeed at this. And the things that I have, the things I'll be able to give, I'm going to leave you with that. Thank you for watching.